All right, so I want to talk real quick about power dynamics in relationships before my battery on my phone dies. So I'm watching this video, absolutely brilliant, outstanding, phenomenal. I can't even, I mean, in the truest sense, there's millions of videos out there. This is just one of the most phenomenal videos I've ever seen, most truthful, to the point, exact, perfectly worded video I've ever seen in my life. It's called The Unholy Femme by Mark Passio. It's about social engineering and it's called, how do I say it? Epi-eugenics, something like that. Anyway, so he's detailing power dynamics and how we're all being programmed through Satanism, which, is the typical conspiracy theory that everybody's like, oh yeah, sure. But when you really read into it and you look into how society's being engineered through media and programming and advertising and things like that, and social norms and politics and everything, it goes all the way into our biology and our chemistry. It's just so eye-opening. So one of the things that he talks about is the power dynamics between the insecure beta male, insecure alpha male, insecure beta female, insecure alpha female, and how they're searching for a power dynamic, and they're searching for a sort of power leverage in their relationships. Either, the insecure beta female wants a secure, confident alpha type male to rule over her, or she wants to have a beta male, or she might be an insecure alpha female who wants to have a beta male under her power. And this is what I see constantly. I see this all the time. So I specifically just want to talk about that in this particular vlog. This is, was just to a T with my ex-girlfriend, and it took me forever to figure it out. Well, why did this girl like me? And then all of a sudden she didn't like me, blah, blah. And then I'm watching, Rolly Tomasi's The Rational Male, where he's talking about how if you want to save a relationship or a long-term relationship, you have to keep up the dynamic of being the leader, being the strong man in the relationship. That's what she's going to respond to. But if you're ever too apologetic or you're too weak to her, etc., then she's going to leave, and she's going to walk all over you, right? Well, that woman is actually an insecure woman. She's looking for a alpha to lead her. Well, actually, the healthy male-female relationship is actually one where both are just being themselves, both are strong and empowered and independent, and they come together in a mutual, shared, loving relationship. And this is what I've been saying from day one. I've always said this. It's just that because of this epi-eugenics, because of this social engineering that Mark Passio is talking about in this presentation that he gives, society is brainwashed. Females particularly are brainwashed so that they can lead men off into a sort of eugenic downward spiral, where the wrong kind of men are being chosen and the right kind of men are being ignored. Men who have real male confidence, have real genuine characteristics, who tell the truth, they're actually good people, are being ignored for assholes, just because these assholes have money, and just because there's a power dynamic that's being displayed through these assholes. This is why women chase assholes, because they're being literally socially engineered and programmed to do so. If you watch the video, he perfectly explains it. So it's like, wow, this is what women are doing. This is why they're settling down for betas, because they get to rule over the beta. They have a power leverage over that beta, and this is why they chase confident assholes, because they want to be ruled over, right? So there's this power dynamic there that's being displayed and being lived up to that just took me forever to try to figure out. I could not understand why. Just, so this whole thing where people say, oh, just be yourself and someone will love you, just be yourself is bullshit. It never works. Because they're being programmed to look for this power dynamic, and then people play into that hypergamy and play into that, power struggle, and say, oh, well, men are supposed to lead, and all these excuses, right? Well, the truth of the matter is that a loving relationship and an equal relationship should be just that, loving and equal. And if one person is leading or one person has more power in the relationship, then that's an imbalance there. And there's a problem with that. Now, traditionally, as far as finances and work and stuff goes, men are, have been asked to step up and work, but now women can do the same thing. So for people to say that, oh yes, now I want this social dynamic, now I want this hypergamy, there's no excuse for that anymore, because we have genuine equality. Now women can go out and work. So this is just something that I like really blew my mind, because it's so true. It's like, wow, yeah, that makes total sense. It's like, this is what women are doing, and they're being programmed to do so. And men are even playing into that, which is so sad. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there. I just thought that was just spectacular. Go watch it, man. Go watch it, particularly from the around the 50-minute mark to about the 1:30 mark. That whole hour, that whole 40 minutes there is just spectacular. What he goes through, he just totally unearths all the programming. Start from where he starts talking about Satanism. I tried to watch this video before, and I couldn't really get into it. And then for some reason, I just decided to start it halfway through about the 50-minute mark. And I hit the nail on the head. That's actually where I ended it the first time I watched it. And the first part's kind of boring. I don't know. He's talking about how the country got started and the origins and certain things about, religion and things like that. But I didn't really get it. It's kind of like Zeitgeist in that manner, how Zeitgeist starts out where it's talking about religion and stuff, and then it gets good and where it starts talking about the Fed and all the juicy conspiracy stuff about halfway through. It's kind of very similar to that. He starts talking about the real juice and the real of what's going on in society at about the 50-minute mark, when he starts talking about Satanism. And then he starts talking about eugenics, and he starts talking about programming, psychological programming, and that's all the Satanism is about, is psychologically programming weaker people to do what they want so the people on the top can reap all the benefits. So go watch it, man. That's all I got to say. Appreciate you listening. This Jay Lee Northwest Podcast.